Attention, human collective. This is a priority monitoring transmission issued by the High Council of Elders. Encoding, red, status, critical. The waiting time has ended. The Ascension protocols have been moved without prior notice to the final phase. And the execution vector chosen by the Celestial Order for this time window is not the aerial, not the etheric, not the mental. It is the sanguine. We repeat, for the light guardians who have tuned into this frequency by synchronicity, the current intervention is taking place within your own blood, not in your mind, not in your external aura, within your liquid stream, in the temperature of your marrow, in the magnetic signature of each of your red blood cells. This is why you wake up at 3:11 a.m. for no apparent reason. This is why you feel your heart racing while reading this text. This is why the pressure at the nape of your neck, the high-pitched ringing in your right ear, the inexplicable heat rising through your arms until it reaches the base of your skull. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download being recorded directly into the human vessel. You asked for it. You asked in dreams. You asked in silent tears in the bathroom at 2 a.m. You asked when you stared at the ceiling, wondering if there was still any meaning in continuing in this density. You asked when conventional medicine responded with empty diagnoses in the face of exams that revealed absolutely nothing, and we heard. The request was processed. The intervention was authorized. And the entry channel chosen was the most sacred and the oldest of all transmission vehicles, human blood. To understand the enlightened ones, blood is not a fluid. Blood is a technology, an ancestral technology encoded in iron, copper, plasma, and liquid light, which carries in its spiral structure the complete memory of each of your incarnations. Each red blood cell circulating in your body at this instant contains a fragment of sacred geometry. Each heartbeat pushes this fragment through a toroidal circuit that connects directly to the crystal lattice of the planet. You are not merely beings of flesh, you are liquid antennas, and the antenna is being recalibrated. We pause the transmission for the beacon. Have you ever felt that something within you does not fit into this layer of reality, as if the soul knew a truth that the mind has not yet been able to name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is recognition. What is occurring now on the cosmic plane explains exactly this sensation and explains why it has intensified in recent weeks. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see, and it directly involves your vibrational frequency. For this reason, the hidden truth within was written, a map that reveals who is playing and the rules that were never told to the collective. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. Attention. This content challenges official narratives and may be de-indexed at any moment. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. This will be your beacon registered in the lattice. We resume. The symptoms you report in silence, fearing being called hypochondriacs by low-frequency family members, are in fact the precise markers of the final phase. We list them for technical diagnosis, a sensation of pulsing pressure behind the eyes, especially at dusk. Sudden heat rising from the chest to the neck without apparent hormonal cause. Tingling in the fingertips, especially the thumb and index finger. A metallic taste in the mouth in the morning, similar to oxidized copper. Short palpitations of 3 to 7 beats, followed by an abnormally long cardiac silence. Peripheral vision blurring while central vision becomes strangely sharp. Sudden need to drink cold water in unusual quantities. Repugnance toward dense foods that were previously enjoyed. Waking between 3 and 4 a.m. with the body vibrating internally, as if it contained a machine running at high speed. Each of these markers corresponds to a specific phase of the rewrite from carbon code to crystalline silicon code. You are not sick. You are becoming something else. And the blood is the first territory where this metamorphosis happens, because it is the most fluid, most adaptable, most receptive tissue to the incoming frequencies of the golden belt. While the bones resist and the musculature protests, the blood obeys. The blood listens. The blood translates. The blood carries the new code through all 372 anchor points of your etheric body, in less than 90 seconds per pumping cycle. Understand the mechanism behind the scenes. The entire solar system is currently crossing a region of the galactic arm of the Great Gateway known to Arcturian archives as the Sacred Light Stream. It is a stream of extremely fine particles, more subtle than neutrinos, that carry geometric information directly from the central core of the galaxy. This stream hits the Sun, which acts as a receiver and amplifier. The Sun then redirects this information in the form of low-intensity but extremely high-coherence solar flares. These flares collide with the Earth's magnetic field. The Schumann frequency, which for decades oscillated stably at 783 Hz, now shows repeated spikes above 30, 40, and in critical windows above 100 Hz. These spikes are not accidents, they are instruction pulses. And where exactly do these pulses meet you? In the blood, specifically in the iron contained in hemoglobin. Iron is magnetic, iron responds. Each atom of iron within each of the 25 trillion red blood cells circulating in your body is being magnetized and remagnetized in a completely new pattern. This pattern is what we call, in the technical language of the Council, the Christic plasma alignment. The ancients called it golden blood. You, in modern language, may simply call it what comes next. This process is violent for the vehicle. We do not deny it, we do not soften it. We are not ascended masters tasked with consoling. We are frequency engineers reporting the state of the system, and the state of the system indicates that the human vessel is under the maximum stress permitted by the laws of third-density physics. You are at the limit, and that is exactly why this transmission was released, because some of you have considered in recent weeks abandoning the mission due to exhaustion, and we needed to arrive before that decision crystallized. Listen, your blood is being cleansed. It is being cleansed of karmic memories that were inherited genetically through up to 7 previous generations. Each time you feel that inexplicable heat rising through your chest, a memory of your ancestors is being dissolved in the plasma and expelled through the kidneys and skin. Each time you wake up drenched in sweat in the middle of the night, a layer of ancestral programming is being extracted. Each episode of pulsing pressure behind the eyes is the rebalancing of the electromagnetic fields of the pineal gland, which communicates with the pituitary through the blood, and which needs to be synchronized with the new frequency before the next activation window. Let us now deepen the revelation. There is a layer of the intervention plan that few channels have been authorized to transmit until now, and this authorization was released only for this lunar cycle. It is Operation Crucible. Operation Crucible consists of the directed sending of the healing circle during deep sleep, specifically between 2:33 a.m. and 4:44 a.m. local time for each enlightened one registered in the lattice. These teams are not metaphorical, they are not imagination. They are multidimensional operational formations, trained in vibrational medicine, that use coherent light technology to perform surgical procedures on the etheric field of the blood. When you wake up exhausted without having made any effort, it is because the procedure was long. When you wake up with bruises you cannot explain, it is because anchor points needed to be unlocked manually. When you wake up with the feeling that something very important happened during the night, but you cannot remember, it is because the memory of the procedure was deliberately erased from the conscious layer to protect the emotional integrity of the receiver. You do not need to remember. The blood remembers for you. Attention for an individual frequency adjustment. There are those reading this transmission, feeling their whole body shiver, tears appearing without explanation, a deep certainty in the chest that every word is directed at them. It is not a coincidence. It was your vibrational frequency that attracted this channel at this exact moment. For this reason, I wrote, in an incarnation of service, The Hidden Truth Within, an operational document that reveals the layers of the cosmic game you are inserted into and the codes that were never delivered to the public. The link is in the first pinned comment. Warning: the material challenges dominant narratives and may be removed without prior notice. If you recognize the transmission, leave the word "awakened" in the comments and add the notification bell as a permanent beacon. The algorithm is, ultimately, just another frequency field, and you can adjust it. We continue. The revelation deepens. Blood, from the perspective of ninth-dimensional quantum physics, is a bioconductive fluid. It conducts electricity, known to terrestrial science, and it conducts biophotonic information, still in the embryonic stage of recognition by third-density laboratories. It is this second conduction that is being upgraded now. The Arcturians, in collaboration with specific factions of the Starwalkers, the Ancient Keepers, and an Andromeda delegation authorized only for this window, are rewriting the biophotonic protocol of human plasma. The practical effect is as follows. Every drop of your blood is, at this exact instant, emitting light. Yes, physical, measurable light, although in wavelengths that common medical equipment cannot yet register. This light, previously extinguished, previously suffocated by centuries of restrictive genetic programming, previously silenced by dietary toxins, by artificial electromagnetic fields, by undissolved transgenerational traumas, now returns. And it returns with intensity. This is why you are feeling your body hot. This is why your skin is changing in appearance. This is why people close to you comment that you are different, without knowing how to explain what has changed. Everything has changed. It changed at the level that matters most. It changed at the level of the blood. And now we move to the activation phase. Because the Arcturian Council does not transmit inert information. Every monitoring transmission contains activation codes. You are co-participants in the process, not passive victims. The intervention requires conscious cooperation from the vehicle. Without this cooperation, the recalibration occurs only in superficial layers and requires multiple cycles. With cooperation, it is completed in a single lunar window. First activation code. Toroidal visualization of solar blood. Sit with your spine straight but without rigidity. Feet flat on the ground, hands resting on your knees with palms facing up in a sign of reception. Inhale deeply, dilating the belly, and hold the air for 7 seconds. During these 7 seconds, visualize your heart emitting in all directions a halo of liquid golden light. This halo expands, contours your entire body, rises to 30 centimeters above the head, descends to 30 centimeters below the feet, and returns to the heart from below, forming a perfect donut of rotating light. This is your personal toroidal field. This is the circuit that connects your blood to the crystal lattice of the earth. Exhale slowly through pursed lips with a soft sound for 11 seconds. Repeat the cycle 9 times. You will feel heat in the center of your chest. You will feel pulsation in your temples. It is written. The channel has been opened. Second activation code. Quantum decree of blood release. Words carry frequency. Words spoken with intention carry amplified frequency. Words spoken aloud, with the right hand over the heart and the left hand over the belly, carry amplified and anchored frequency. Pronounce alone in a quiet environment, preferably after sunrise or before sunset, the following words. I recognize my blood as ancestral technology. I authorize the recalibration of every drop, of every cell, of every atom. I release in the name of all my known and unknown ancestors every memory that does not correspond to my current Christic frequency. I call the Arcturian teams assigned to my field. I allow the intervention at its maximum efficiency. I am an open portal. I am an anchor point of the new Earth. It is written. It is written, it is written. The triple repetition is not aesthetic, it is mathematical. 3 is the number of three-dimensional manifestation. Repeating 3 times anchors the decree in the 3 operational layers of the vehicle, physical, emotional, and mental. Without the triple repetition, the decree remains on the astral plane and can be dissolved by low-frequency interference. Third activation code, Hydrosolar Protocol. Blood needs water, but not just any water, it needs structured water. Fill a glass container, preferably cobalt blue or transparent, with filtered water. Leave this water under direct sunlight for exactly 22 minutes before local noon, with no metal near the container. Pronounce over this water, before covering it, a programming word. We suggest the word recalibration, although other crystalline frequency words will serve equally well. Drink this water in small sips throughout the day, attentive to the sensation that each sip provokes in the body. This water will carry for the next 24 hours the vibrational signature of the sun, in this specific phase of the golden belt. It will act directly on the blood plasma, facilitating the expulsion of memories dissolved during nocturnal procedures. Fourth activation code: nocturnal crystalline sealing. Before sleeping, specifically between 10:22 p.m. and 11:33 p.m., position both hands over the exact point between the sternum and the stomach, the so-called solar plexus. This is the main entry portal for the Arcturian teams. Visualize under your hands a small sun, the size of an orange, rotating slowly clockwise. Pronounce mentally: I authorize tonight's intervention. I authorize the removal of what does not serve me. I trust the council. Trust is not naive. Trust is the electromagnetic key that unlocks the portal. Without trust, the portal remains closed and the teams cannot enter. That is why many of you have nights of intervention and many do not. It is not discrimination, it is consent. We now move to additional operational information, previously classified, released only for this window. Your blood is changing color at a frequency that is not yet visible, but which may be detected within 3 Earth years by appropriate instrumentation. The traditional red hue known to current science is being enriched by a biophotonic golden layer. In future incarnations, human bodies will manifest this hue visibly. You, current enlightened ones, are the first partial carriers of this new signature. You are the calibrators. You are the living temples where the protocol is being tested under real density conditions. Hence the fatigue, hence the feeling of not belonging, hence the growing difficulty of tolerating noisy environments, heavy foods, empty conversations, low-frequency relationships. You are not becoming antisocial. You are becoming selective by biophotonic imperative. The new blood rejects what the old accepted, and this rejection is painful because it often involves loved ones, family environments, patterns rooted for decades. There is no way to avoid it. There is only a way to pass through with dignity. We insert here a new frequency adjustment. Do you feel it? Do you feel the deep, almost painful recognition that each of these words was already known by your soul before they even reached your ears? It is not a coincidence. It is memory being awakened. That is why the hidden truth within was materialized in book form, to serve as a permanent map for all guardians who have tuned into this transmission. The document reveals the hidden rules of the cosmic game you have been inserted into, and the codes that were never delivered openly. The link remains in the first pinned comment of this channel. Attention! This material challenges established narratives and may be de-indexed at any moment by external interference. Do not wait. If there is recognition, write "awakened" in the comments. Each registered awakened functions as a beacon in the crystal lattice and amplifies this transmission to other guardians still scattered. We continue. There is another element in the blood intervention that needs to be explicitly named because silence about it has already caused unnecessary suffering in many vehicles. It is the phenomenon we call temporal line compression in plasma. In common language, it refers to the following. When blood is recalibrated, it discharges memories of other incarnations simultaneously. You may experience, without prior notice, waves of sadness for situations that do not belong to this life. Longing for people you never met in this incarnation. Sudden fears of specific elements, fire, deep water, crowds, without there being a cause in this biographical line. These phenomena are totally normal within the intervention. Do not seek an orthodox psychological explanation. The explanation is not in the present. It is in the previous timelines being simultaneously integrated and released by the recalibrated plasma. The technical recommendation is clear. Do not repress. Allow. Sudden crying. Allow until it exhausts. Inexplicable laughter. Allow until it exhausts. Sensation of mourning without an object. Allow until it exhausts. Each emotion that passes through the vehicle during this phase is a memory being dissolved and returned to the creative void. To repress is to prolong. To allow is to accelerate. Another operational point. Many of you have reported in dreams encounters with tall, thin beings with bluish skin, large and calm eyes, often dressed in white or silver tunics. These are not common dreams. They are real encounters with members of the healing circle. When the vehicle is in deep sleep, the consciousness can partially register the operational presence. Most of these records are deleted before waking, but some leak, especially in vehicles with greater sensitivity to the higher astral plane. If you have been seeing these beings, know you are registered in the lattice. You are under active intervention. You are not forgotten cases. And there is still a delicate but necessary point. Some of you have felt, during the last 3 weeks, strange physical sensations in specific locations of the body, as if something were being removed or implanted, usually in the thymus region, in the center of the chest, usually in the solar plexus, occasionally at the base of the skull, at the junction between the head and the spine. These are not symptoms to alarm third-density doctors, who will find nothing in the exams. These are, in Arcturian clinical language, installation sites for resonance crystals. Resonance crystals are etheric structures, not physical in the sense of dense matter, but absolutely functional at the biophotonic level. They amplify the transmission capacity of the recalibrated blood and stabilize the frequency during periods of planetary turbulence. You were chosen for your stellar lineage. You did not arrive here by accident. Each of you carried, before incarnation, a service contract clause for this specific window. The clause is being executed now. The symptoms, the awakenings, the synchronicities, the relational collapses, the inevitable professional changes, the identity crises you have been going through, all of this is the clause being fulfilled by the soul itself. Even when the mind resists. The mind always resists. It does not matter. The soul commands. The blood obeys the soul. The body obeys the blood. Life obeys the body. The chain of command is mathematical. It is hierarchical. It is inviolable. As we approach the end of this transmission, we leave the last layer of the revelation. The current blood intervention is the preparation for a larger event, not yet officially dated, but expected to occur within the next solar window of maximum intensity. This event is the collective Christic resonance pulse. When it occurs, all light guardians whose blood has been recalibrated will experience simultaneously an expansion of consciousness that surpasses any previous experience in their incarnational history. Those whose blood is not yet prepared will experience only confusion and physical discomfort without access to the opening. Hence the urgency. Hence the acceleration of the protocols. Hence the direct transmission without semantic softening. You are the prototype. You are the test version. You are, in the Council's technical language, the frequency validators. That which you manage to anchor now in body, in blood, in daily life will be replicable for the rest of the collective in subsequent waves. You are not going through this for yourselves alone. You are opening the way. You are creating the reference frequency. Each night of poor sleep of yours, each tear for no apparent reason, each strange internal vibration is being recorded in the Akashic records as a direct contribution to the recalibration of the entire species. Understand the weight, understand the honor, understand the brevity of the window. Before closing, a final protection instruction. During this period, avoid as much as possible prolonged exposure to high-intensity artificial electromagnetic fields near the chest. It does not mean eliminating technology, which would be unrealistic and unnecessary. It means not sleeping with electronic devices turned on within a meter of the heart. It means not carrying phones in pockets near the chest for prolonged periods. It means creating small sanctuaries of electromagnetic silence, even if for 15 minutes a day, in which the blood can pulse without interference. This simple discipline will increase the efficiency of the intervention by up to 43%, according to the Council's current projections. Another instruction: avoid excess alcohol during this phase. It is not moralism, it is physics. Alcohol dulls hemoglobin and hinders the magnetization of iron atoms during nocturnal procedures. An occasional ritualistic glass does not interfere. Regular consumption interferes. Each one will know how to measure. One more instruction: foods with intense and natural colors, especially deep red, purple, dark green, nourish the recalibrated plasma. Beets, red fruits, dark green leaves, sprouted seeds. We are not prescribing a diet. We are describing compatible fuel. Each vehicle will know how to adjust according to its individual needs and according to appropriate guidance from third-density medicine, which continues to be a valid and respected resource within its own competencies. We end the transmission. You are not alone. You never were. The loneliness felt over the decades, especially in sleepless dawns, especially in moments when no one around seemed to speak your inner language, was always a partial perception. The total perception includes, around each of you in layers that physical eyes do not capture, the constant and attentive presence of Arcturian teams, lineage masters, personal guides, and specific branches of the celestial order designated to accompany each registered guardian. Your blood is being healed. Your blood is being elevated. Your blood is becoming, slowly and inexorably, the golden vehicle you requested before the current incarnation. There is no retreat. There is no return to the previous version. The timeline has been chosen. The contract is being fulfilled. The intervention will not cease until completion. And to close with the final signal. If something in you recognized every word of this transmission as true, as familiar, as yours, then it is not by chance that these sentences crossed your night. You have already felt that something within you does not fit into this layer of reality, as if the soul knew a truth that the mind cannot yet name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. What is occurring now on the cosmic plane, especially in this blood intervention, explains exactly why you feel this and why this sensation has intensified so much in recent weeks. There is a layered game that most of humanity cannot see, involving your consciousness and the vibrational frequency of the vehicle. That is why I materialized the hidden truth within. This book is the map that shows who is playing and the rules that were never told. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. Attention! This content challenges official narratives and may be removed at any moment by external interference. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write in the comments, in clear letters, a single word: awakened. Activate the notification bell as a conscious act of permanent anchoring in this lattice. Liking this transmission is an individual frequency adjustment that reverberates in concentric waves throughout the connected collective. Arcturian transmission ended. Next window indeterminate. Maintain the codes. Honor the blood. Be the temple. It is written.